Deep within the heart of the Peruvian Andes, a mere 2 kilometers north of the ancient Inca capital, Cusco, stands the majestic Saqsaywaman. It is not merely a fortress, nor simply a fortification, but a monumental testament to engineering genius and a puzzle concealing the secrets of vanished civilizations. This isn't just stonework. It's a colossal jigsaw, assembled from multi-ton blocks, perfectly fitted together without a trace of mortar. Saqsaywaman challenges our comprehension of history, architecture, and the technologies of ancient civilizations. Picture this. At the foot of green-clad hills, where your gaze inevitably drifts toward the glistening snow-capped peaks, a wall emerges, constructed from enormous stones, some weighing hundreds of tons. These behemoths, crafted with incredible precision, form a zig-zagging complex of 3 terraces. As if alive, the stones of this citadel bear the marks of ancient hands, polished by fierce winds and relentless time. This very stonework, this perfect fit of the stones, holds the key to Saqsaywaman's central mystery. How could the ancient builders, unaware of the wheel, devoid of steel tools, have moved, shaped, and fitted these colossal blocks with such unbelievable accuracy? This question has stirred the minds of researchers for countless centuries and continues to spark heated debates among scholars. Dozens, even hundreds, of different hypotheses attempt to unravel this mystery, but the truth still seems securely hidden within the depths of the ages. The history of Saqsaywaman, as if shrouded in a mystical fog, continues to guard its secrets. The Incas, who founded the brilliant city of Cusco, considered this mighty fortress a sacred place, a repository of power and boundless might. They believed that Saqsaywaman was erected long before the emergence of their great empire, perhaps even millennia prior. The chronicles of the Spanish conquistadors, who set foot on this land in the 16th century, were filled with vivid descriptions of this grandiose structure. The invaders were struck by the unbelievable scale of the construction and the outstanding skill of its execution. Drawings of Saqsaywaman, created by the first Europeans, convey the reverent awe felt before the grandeur of this place, inspiring a thrill in the soul. For many long centuries, Saqsaywaman served not only as an impregnable fortress, but also as a merciless source of building material for the Spanish colonizers, who sought to destroy the ancient structures for their own selfish purposes. Many enormous stones were removed and used for building houses and churches in Cusco, mutilating the original appearance of the fortress. Only a small part of the original complex has survived to our days, but even that amazes the imagination with its monumental scale and majestic beauty. Serious scientific investigations into Saqsaywaman only began in the 19th century. Archaeologists and historians tirelessly sought to unravel the mystery of this monumental complex's construction, to discover its original owners and its place within the lives of ancient civilizations. One of the first to pay close attention to Saqsaywaman was the American researcher Ephraim Squire. In the 1860s, he conducted the first detailed measurements and mapping of the structure. His painstaking work became the foundation for subsequent studies, demonstrating the complexity and grandeur of the ancient complex. In the 20th century, interest in Saqsaywaman reached unprecedented levels. Archaeologists, engineers, and geologists from around the world flocked to study this unique monument. They conducted excavations, carefully analyzing each stone, attempting to understand the methods used to process and transport the giant blocks. One of the most prominent researchers was the German engineer and architect Jürgen von Hasse, who dedicated many years to studying Incan architecture, especially Saqsaywaman. He performed a detailed analysis of the masonry, striving to identify patterns and understand the principles that guided the ancient builders. During the excavations, the remains of ancient structures were unearthed, including foundations, terraces, and mysterious underground passages. Analysis of the artifacts found, such as pottery, weapons, and exquisite jewelry, allowed for a deeper understanding of the culture and daily life of the ancient peoples who inhabited these lands. However, despite long decades of scientific research, the main mystery of Saqsaywaman, the secret of erecting this monument, remains unsolved to this day. One of the most vexing questions that troubles researchers is how exactly these colossal stones were processed and delivered. Some of the blocks weigh over 100 tons, and moving them manually, without the use of the wheel or modern technological advancements, seems completely unreal. Several main versions exist that try to shed light on this phenomenon. The first and most widespread hypothesis suggests the use of inclined planes and levers. According to this theory, the ancient builders erected earthen mounds, along which they moved the stone blocks to the construction site. For this, they probably used wooden logs, strong ropes, and levers. Confirmation of this theory is found in the discovered traces of earthen mounds around some ancient structures, as well as the findings of wooden tools that could have been used for processing the stones. However, this version doesn't answer how the stones were crafted with such incredible precision. They fit together so tightly that barely any space exists between them. This suggests that ancient builders must have possessed incredibly precise tools and technologies for working the stone. A second theory involved the use of copper and stone. It was proposed that the builders used copper tools like chisels and saws. While less strong than steel, copper could be effective for working certain types of stone. Furthermore, it was suggested that the ancient craftsmen might have used harder stones to shape softer ones, employing friction and pressure. Yet this theory didn't explain how the massive stone blocks were moved and erected. Copper tools weren't very durable, and using them would have demanded enormous effort and time. Moreover, sufficient artifacts confirming widespread copper use haven't been found at Saqsaywaman. The third theory pointed to the use of water. Some researchers suggested that ancient builders might have employed water to soften the stones, easing their manipulation. They could have soaked the stones to make them more pliable for shaping. It's also proposed that water was used to move the massive stone blocks along inclined planes, creating a sliding effect. But this theory, like many others, suffers from a lack of conclusive evidence. It remains a mystery how the ancient builders could have secured enough water to process and move such a vast quantity of stones. Furthermore, at Saqsaywaman, there's no direct evidence of water usage. Beyond these main theories, a number of more exotic hypotheses exist. Some researchers suggest that ancient builders possess technologies that are, as yet, beyond our comprehension. For instance, there are ideas about using acoustic waves to alter the stone's structure, or employing unknown forms of energy to move them. However, these hypotheses, alas, are rather speculative in nature and lack any supporting scientific evidence. Regardless of the technology used, the question of the astonishing precision in the stonework remains open, captivating researchers for many hundreds of years. The stones were fitted together with jeweler's precision, without a single drop of mortar. Looking at it, one realizes that the ancient builders must have possessed truly incredible accuracy in their calculations and measurements. How they achieved this remains one of history's most captivating mysteries. Did they have tools we don't even suspect existed? Did they possess knowledge of mathematics and geometry that far surpassed our understanding of that era? Another mystery of Saqsaywaman is its true purpose. What was this grand structure, rising above the valley, meant to be? Many researchers are certain that Saqsaywaman was a powerful fortress, designed to protect Cusco from enemies. Its massive zigzagging walls and strategically advantageous location bear witness to this. However, another perspective exists. Some scholars believe that Saqsaywaman served other, perhaps more complex functions. It may have been a temple, an observatory, or a place for mysterious rituals. Saqsaywaman's position on an imposing elevation offered a breathtaking panorama, perfect for intently observing celestial bodies. Some researchers suggest that the ancient builders used it as a grand astronomical platform, meticulously calculating the trajectories of celestial bodies and determining the passage of time. This hypothesis is supported by the orientation of certain structures and the presence of special platforms, likely intended for the careful study of the sun and stars. Furthermore, Saqsaywaman may have served as a site for sacred rituals. The ancients believed in an inseparable connection between earth and sky, and Saqsaywaman, towering above everything, could have served as a place to establish this mystical connection. The zigzag shape of the walls, resembling a writhing serpent, revered in many ancient cultures, might have symbolized more than just an architectural design. Perhaps these walls held a connection to specific constellations or celestial events, deepening the mystery of the site. Deepening. Questions about who erected Saqsaywaman remain unanswered even today. The Inca believed this magnificent complex was built long before their empire's founding, shrouding the story in further secrecy. This is supported by the fact that many architectural elements of Saqsaywaman don't align with the Incan architectural style, raising even more questions and debates. Some researchers hypothesize that Saqsaywaman was constructed by members of a mysterious civilization that predated the Incas. Who were these builders, whose traces vanished into the mists of time? Did they possess knowledge and technologies that could challenge modern understandings of the ancient world? Were they perhaps connected to other ancient civilizations, such as the Egyptians, the Maya, or even the legendary Atlantis? The answers to these questions are still veiled in secrecy. For the last 10 decades, archaeological research at Saqsaywaman has continued without pause. Scientists employ advanced analytical methods, including laser scanning, ground-penetrating radar, and computer modeling. These tools offer a deeper understanding of the structure and features of the colossal construction. Laser scanning, for instance, is used to create three-dimensional models that reveal the details of Saqsaywaman, allowing researchers to explore its internal workings and discover hidden elements. Ground-penetrating radar assists in uncovering secrets buried beneath the earth, be they intricate underground passages or ancient structures. Computer modeling helps scientists step by step recreate the construction process of the enigmatic Saqsaywaman, enabling them to test the boldest theories about its origins. Yet despite these modern methods, the central mysteries surrounding Saqsaywaman remain unsolved, a challenge presented by time itself. How did the ancient masters process and move these gigantic stones, some weighing up to 100 tons? What was the true purpose of this grand structure, standing tall for many centuries? Who were its builders, these individuals who possessed knowledge and skills that still amaze the imagination? Saqsaywaman is not merely a historical monument frozen in time, a living witness to a bygone era, a riddle that continues to stir the minds of researchers and evoke admiration from thousands of visitors from all over the world. This is a place that whispers stories of the grandeur and might of ancient civilizations, reminding us that history isn't just dry facts and dates, but a constant search, a constant striving for knowledge, for overcoming obstacles. Saqsaywaman is a symbol of the greatness of ancient civilizations, their secrets and their striving for eternity. It reminds us that people who lived thousands of years ago were capable of incredible feats. It makes us think about our own strengths and what we can learn about the past by studying ancient monuments and artifacts that hold echoes of days long gone. In conclusion, Saqsaywaman remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of the ancient world, towering over time as a silent witness to vanished eras. It challenges our understanding of history, architecture, and technology, as if demanding us to find the key to its solution. It reminds us that the world is full of secrets yet to be deciphered, hidden behind the veil of thousands of years. Saqsaywaman is an eternal question cast into the face of eternity, a riddle carved in stone. It beckons and enthralls, demanding new knowledge and new discoveries from us. Who knows, perhaps new research and future discoveries will lift the veil of mystery, allowing us to better understand how and by whom this amazing complex, this masterpiece crafted by unknown artisans, was built. But even if the answers to all questions remain elusive, Saqsaywaman will always remind us of the greatness of the human spirit and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge that drives us forward toward new discoveries. And perhaps it is precisely this enigma, this unsolved mystery, that makes Saqsaywaman such an alluring and captivating place, one that will inspire researchers and travelers for many centuries, carrying its mysterious burden through the ages. Or perhaps the answers already lie hidden within these flawless joints, seemingly perfectly fitted together, of the colossal stones. As though carved with a ruler, they patiently await our comprehension of their secret language. They wait for our eyes to learn to see through the prism of time, and our minds to catch the echoes of past eras. They wait for us, finally, to read the hidden message, encoded in this stone symphony, and to understand what lies behind these carefully calibrated, almost perfect connections.